President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Thein Sein, arrived back in Naypyidaw by air on the 25th of April after attending the 4th Japan Mekong Summit that was held in Tokyo, Japan, and paying a goodwill visit. Myanmar delegation led by President U Thein Sein were welcomed at Naypyidaw Airport by Vice President Dr. Sai Mauk Kham, Commander-in-Chief of Defense Services, Vice Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, Deputy Commander-in-Chief of Defense Services, Commander-in-Chief Army, General So Nguyen, Union Ministers, Commander of Naypyidaw Command, Major General Mau Mau A, departmental officials, Minister Councillor and Deputy Chief of Mission of Japanese Embassy in Myanmar, Mr. Aichiro Miruyama, and officials. At the invitation of Japanese Prime Minister, President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Thein Sein, left Myanmar by air to attend the 4th Japan Mekong Summit in Tokyo and pay a goodwill visit to Japan on 19th of April. The delegation arrived at Narita Airport in Tokyo on the 20th of April. They were welcomed by Director General Mr. Kunio Umada from Southeast Asian and South Asian Affairs Department under Japanese Foreign Affairs Ministry and officials, Japanese Ambassador to Myanmar Mr. Takashi Saito, Chairman of Japan-Myanmar Friendship Association Mr. Hideo Watanabe, and members, Myanmar Ambassador to Japan Uke Mountain, Military Attaché Brigadier General Tuntun, and officials at the airport. Then the President and party arrived at Hotel New Otani, where they will put up. President U Thein Sein of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar attended the 4th Mekong-Japan Summit held at the State Guest House, Hagoroma Noma Hall in Tokyo on the 21st of April. On arrival at the State Guest House, Japanese Prime Minister Mr. Yoshihiko Noda warmly welcomed President U Thein Sein and the leaders from Mekong region countries. Later, the leaders from Mekong region countries had their pictures taken. It was followed by the summit, where the Japanese Prime Minister and the leaders from Mekong region countries delivered speeches. In his speech, President U Thein Sein said that due to stability, peace, and development in the Mekong region, it needs to further implement efforts for the emergence of long-lasting and comprehensive economic development. The East-West economic corridors and Southern economic corridors that are being implemented by the assistance of Japan will support a lot, not only for the region, but also for the establishment of ASEAN community in 2015. The President expressed his belief that if the commodities flow is swift in the Mekong region, the economy will progress. That will promote not only the international communities, but also the importance of Mekong region. For the development of natural resources in the Mekong region and the development of tourism industry, in establishing the region as an economically developed region with a combination of the good basic infrastructure and human resources, more assistance in terms of techniques and foreign investments from developed countries like Japan is needed. In doing so, the government and private sector need to make harmonious cooperation. Efforts will be made for the development of industry sector as well as the progress of economy in the Mekong regions by taking investment and technological assistance. On the other hand, special attention will be given to avoid environmental deterioration and to address the effects of climate change. The President reiterated that Myanmar will fully cooperate in the implementations for the emergence of Mekong Region Greening Program, carbon emission reduction, and the goals for the globe having favorable weather that are being undertaken by the sponsorship of Japan. Today, not only the countries in the region, but also the world's nations are often facing natural disasters. Concerning natural disasters, Myanmar supports the management on ASEAN Network Establishment proposal. The President also expressed his gratitude for the cooperation of Japan to further strengthen the ASEAN Coordination Center for Humanitarian Assistance, as well as the assistance of Japan in education, health, and human resource development sectors for the success of UN Millennium Development Goals in Mekong region countries. He also requested Japan to urge Asian Development Bank like the finance funds to give equal assistance to the regional countries for the development of Mekong region countries. The President said he truly supports 2012 Tokyo strategy that was adopted by future plans for the further strengthening of Mekong-Japan partnership cooperation. On behalf of Myanmar people and government, the President expressed thanks for the Japanese government's assistance and people with a benevolent attitude for the socio-economic status of people in the regional countries, environmental conservation and development of basic infrastructure in the framework of Mekong-Japan cooperation. Later, Japan and the leaders from Mekong region countries discussed on cooperation of Mekong region countries and Japan, as well as future programs. At the fourth Mekong-Japan Summit, Tokyo Strategy 2012 for Mekong-Japan cooperation was approved. In this strategy, the basic aim concerns three cooperative pillars. They are 1. Regional communication establishment among Mekong region countries during the coming 3 years till 2015. 2. Economic progress. 3. Natural disaster preparedness, including the safety of humans. All three were adopted in the summit. The press conference concerning Mekong-Japan Summit was followed, where the Japanese Prime Minister and the leaders from Mekong region countries gave speeches. After the press conference, the Japanese Prime Minister and the leaders from Mekong region countries attended the demonstration of electric vehicles invented by Nissan Company in Japan. President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Thein Sein, attended the Myanmar-Japan Summit held at State Guest House in Tokyo on the 21st of April. First, Japanese Prime Minister Mr. Yoshihiko Noda warmly welcomed the President U Thein Sein. On the occasion, the Japanese Prime Minister congratulated Myanmar on its positive progress 1 year after its transformation to democracy system, national reconciliation and economic reforms. The Japanese Prime Minister also congratulated Myanmar for successfully holding of by-election on 1st of April, which is very important for Myanmar, and said he will continue to support Myanmar's reforming process. The President U Thein Sein said that this is his very first trip after the emergence of the new government elected by the public in line with the Constitution. Thus, this is one of the significant historic milestones in bilateral relations in 28 years after building a new democracy-based nation. Based on historic bilateral friendship, the President expressed his desire to enhance cooperation in bilateral understanding, friendly relations. The Japanese Prime Minister also replied that Japan will pay attention to promote bilateral relations, and there is a plan to provide Myanmar's transformation process. Policies laid down by Myanmar government will be reviewed in response to positive development in Myanmar. Japan will provide 3 pillars for Myanmar's economy and development. The first pillar is to support necessary assistance for socio-economic development of Myanmar people. The second is to support human resource development, which is vital for socio-economic development. The third is to provide for building infrastructure projects for long-term development. Similarly, assistance will be provided for agro-based industrial development. Japan can also give a helping hand for drawing a master plan for building infrastructure for the development of Yangon and its vicinity, as well as transportation development. Plan is underway to send an initial planetary tool for upgrading of Blue Creek Power Plant number 2, and he is looking forward to an earliest implementation of the project. He welcomes the agreement to write off debts. Japan will negotiate between international financial bodies and Myanmar in relating to giving financial assistance. Assessment will be made for granting loans and cash assistances for Myanmar. In economic cooperation, he welcomed joint cooperation between Myanmar and Japan in the Lower Deep Seaport and special economic zone projects near Yangon. He asked in all seriousness pragmatic cooperation between government and private sector for earliest implementation of the project. Manufacturing, agricultural, mineral exploration, and energy companies from Japan have a burning desire to make investment in Myanmar. Japan also would like to assist in revising FDI laws and SEZ laws. Further cooperation will be made for bilateral investment law. Since Japan has many experiences in advanced technologies in information and investment sectors, Japan is on a position to help develop Myanmar's information and communication sector. Japanese airline called All Nippon Airways, ANA, has planned to make direct Yangon-Narita air route. In addition, Daiwa Security Group and Tokyo Stock Exchange will also establish stock market in Myanmar. President U Thein Sein said that after the emergence of Republic of the Union of Myanmar in March 2011, Japan proposed to open the new chapter in bilateral relations between the two countries, and many parliament members, organizations, and business entrepreneurs visited Myanmar. Myanmar Foreign Affairs Minister also made an official visit to Japan. The president also stated that Myanmar is ready to open new strengthening bilateral ties as he pays attention on Myanmar-Japan relations. President U Thein Sein emphasized that as he has pledged to the state and its people, his government is striving to ensure peace and stability of the state, prevalence of law and order, national reconciliation, promotion of democracy practices, emergence of good governance and clean government, availability of civil rights in accord with state constitution, improvement of education and health standards, economic reforms, enhancement of socio-economic lives, and natural environmental conservation work. Strenuous efforts are being especially implemented to ensure peace, stability, and modernization of the state, socio-economic development of the people, democratization, as well as systematic free livelihood in line with the law, which are the desire of the people. Regarding peace and stability of the state, special emphasis is being provided, enabling to gain eternal peace in the country, and it is found that peacemaking program has been accelerating. Continuous measures are undertaken to involve in national political work procedures. Rural areas development and poverty alleviation programs have been implemented across the country. He also expresses his thanks and appreciation for the signing of MOU in Japan to be able to provide food to needy regions, including national reserve areas, for the improvement of civil society. On 1st of April, by-election was held for 45 seats out of 48 vacant electoral representative positions, and NLD party has won majority of parliament seats. It is hopeful that the participation of Aung San Suu Kyi and NLD party in the parliament will bring forth a joint effort that will benefit the country and the people in the national political process. The election was held in a free, fair, and transparent manner. The meeting on overseas development assistance between the two countries was held in Naypyidaw in November 2011. For socio-economic development of the nation and its people, the proposals have been made to implement foundry plant renovation, maintenance, and upgrading of Yangon-Mandalay Railroad and Yangon Circular Railroad, renovation of Balu Creek No. 1 and No. 2 hydropower plant, and Sedoji hydropower plant, and feasibility study for the Middle Panglong hydropower project with the ODA assistance of Japan. It is also needed to complete the remaining 8 projects, including Yangon Airport Extension project that has been implemented before 1988. Myanmar is rich in natural resources and human resources, and it needs investment from international community and technical know-how. He expressed thanks for Japanese Prime Minister's encouragement to the Japanese entrepreneurs to make investment in Myanmar. Plans are underway to establish special economic zones and deep sea ports in the way of southern part of Myanmar and Tilawa near Yangon. Necessary assistance will be provided for the Japanese companies for convenience in making investment in those projects. The investment law has been revised in conformity with the changing trend while creating a better environment that can make investment easily. According to the Millennium Development Goal, efforts are being made to reduce poverty rate from 26% to 16% in the year 2015. To create many job opportunities for the locals, it is needed to make investment in production, small and medium industries, as well as workshops and factories. The President also asked Japanese Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, Federation of Chambers of Commerce and Industries, JETRO, and import and export companies to provide assistance for promotion of trading with Myanmar. Myanmar is striving to establish an industrialized nation based on agriculture sector. For the progress of agriculture sector, it is needed to provide technological assistance for human resource development. It is also needed to provide assistance for cultivation methods with thrifty use of water that can suitable for arid zone, and the projects being implemented in Irrawaddy Delta, as well as to support farm implements for industrialized farming system. As the ASEAN Plus 3 cooperation program, Myanmar is actively participating in the projects for emergency reserved rice and food security, as well as agriculture and human resource development sectors of ASEAN member countries. In energy sector, mutual beneficial cooperation has been made with Japanese companies. Since Japan is top in technical know-how, Myanmar is willing to cooperate in mineral sector, cottage industry, and cooperative sector, as well as for promoting the standard and quality of food. It is also needed to cooperate in the modernization of water and aviation transport and construction of dockyards and ports. It is very heartening to hear that ANA Airline from Japan will make direct flight to Myanmar. The President also invited the Japanese Prime Minister to visit Myanmar in the opportune time. Thereafter, the two leaders graced the MOU signing ceremony. The MOUs on providing assistance for scholarship program on development of human resources, cooperation for development of Tilawa project, and providing assistance for re-establishment of mangrove forests in Irrawaddy Delta to prevent the natural disasters. The MOUs were signed by Myanmar Ambassador to Japan, Uke Mountain, Japanese Ambassador to Myanmar, Mr. Takashi Saito, Union Minister for National Planning and Economic Development, U Thein Sein, Japanese Foreign Minister, Mr. Koichiro Gamba, and Japanese Minister for Economic, Trade and Industry, Mr. Yukio Odano. The two leaders later met with the journalists and explained the programs on the summit and future cooperation programs. At the presentation hall, an official from the Ministry of Economic, Trade and Industry explained the salient points of Tilawa Special Economic Zones and Yangon City Development Project. The Japanese Prime Minister hosted a dinner in honor of the President U Thein Sein and delegation members at the State Guest House in Tokyo. Before dinner, the two leaders extended greetings. President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Thein Sein, attended a tea party hosted by the Emperor of Japan, Mr. Akihito, to the leaders of Mekong region member nations at the Emperor's Palace in Tokyo on the 20th of April. On the occasion, the Emperor of Japan, Mr. Akihito, cordially greeted the President U Thein Sein and the leaders of Mekong region member nations. After that, the Emperor of Japan hosted a tea party to those present. President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar attended a dinner hosted by Japanese Prime Minister Mr. Yoshihiko Noda to the leaders of Mekong region member nations at the State Guest House in Tokyo on 20th of April. Firstly, Japanese Prime Minister warmly welcomed President U Thein Sein and leaders of Mekong region member nations. At the dinner, Japanese Prime Minister extended greetings and hosted a dinner to the leaders of Mekong region member nations. After that, Japanese Prime Minister and the leaders of Mekong region member nations fed the fishes in the lake in commemoration of friendship relations between Japan and Mekong region member nations. President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Thein Sein, attended a luncheon hosted by Japanese Entrepreneur Association, Kaindaran, and Japan Chamber of Commerce and Industry to the leaders of Mekong region member nations on the 20th of April. First, Chairman of Kaindaran, Mr. Hiromasa Yonikua, and Chairman of Japan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Tadashi Okumura, warmly welcomed the leaders of Mekong region member nations at Hikari Room of Imperial Hotel, where they took commemorative photos. Next, the Chairman of Kaindaran gave a welcoming speech. President U Thein Sein and the leaders of Mekong region member nations also gave speeches. After that, the chairman of Japan Chamber of Commerce and Industry expressed his wishes to strengthen economic development in Japan Mekong region. Later, the leaders of Mekong region member nations, ministers and deputy ministers of Japan and Mekong region member nations, ambassadors, high-ranking officials, entrepreneurs, as well as merchants enjoyed the luncheon. President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Thein Sein, received Chairman of Myanmar-Japan Friendship Association, Mr. Hideru Watanabe and party at Hotel New Otani on the 20th of April. At the call, they discussed on matters relating to Myanmar-Japan-Korea relations. While in Japan, the President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Thein Sein, received Deputy Prime Minister Mr. Katsuya Ogata of Japan at the Hotel New Otani in Tokyo on the 22nd of April. Also present at the call were Union Ministers U Wanamawe, U Sothing, U Hlathong, U Thein, U Nguyen, departmental heads, and Japanese ambassador to Myanmar and high-ranking officials. The meeting focused on promoting Myanmar-Japan cooperation and Japanese assistances for development tasks in Myanmar. President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Thein Sein, and his entourage paid a steady visit to Kawasaki Natural Gas Used Power Station and J-Power, Isogo Coal-Powered Power Station of Tokyo Electric Power Company on the 22nd of April. At TEPCO Kawasaki Natural Gas Powered Power Station, they were welcomed by chairmen and officials of the company. In the meeting hall, the chairman, Mr. Katsumata, extended greetings, and the president explained about their steady visit. After that, they viewed round the power station. This power station of TEPCO company is mainly distributing the electricity to Tokyo and its environs. The company is distributing electricity to 10% area, 39,527 kilometers of Japan. 34%, 44 million populations are being supplied electricity. This TEPCO company is distributing electricity by using natural gas, coal, and diesel. So in the world, this company is the one that can effectively use fuel for power generation by dividing into 8 areas. Among them, Kawasaki Power Station can generate electricity by using both steam turbine and natural gas turbine after recycling the byproducts. Officials concerned explained about this power station to the President and Union Ministers. The President and party went on to J-Power, Isogo Coal-Powered Power Station in Yokohama, where the chairman of the company and officials welcomed them. In the meeting hall, the chairman extended greetings, and the President explained about their visit. Next, they viewed round the power station. This power station is generating electricity by using coal with a cutting-edge technology. So it is a cleanest power station as it is paying attention to natural environment conservation. It has been generating electricity by using hydropower, coal, and diesel since 60 years ago. The company possesses over 70 power stations across the world. Coal is imported mostly from Indonesia and Australia. It is planned that although it can generate from coal, as they use advanced technology, it will not affect the natural environment. In the meeting hall, officials answered the queries raised by the President and the Union Ministers. Thereafter, the President and party paid homage to Kamakura Buddha image and donated cash. Kamakura Buddha image is a bronze image and it is situated in Kotokuin Temple. It was cast in the year 2052 and is 13.35 meters high. It is the second biggest Buddha image in Japan. The biggest image is Dodiji image in Dodiji Temple of Nara. President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Thein Sein, received Japanese Senator Mr. Takadi Rota at the Hotel New Otani on the 23rd of April. Similarly, he also received Japanese Senator Mr. Hirohiko Nakamura, former Japanese Prime Minister Mr. Shinzo Abe and party, Chairman of International Friendship Exchange Council Mr. Ken Matsuzawa and party, Chairman of Graduate Institute of Policy Studies Professor Takashi Shirashi and party, and former Japanese Prime Minister Mr. Nakasone on separate occasions. It was also attended by Union Ministers U Thein, U and U Thein, Ambassador U Khim and high-ranking officials. They mainly focused on enhancing bilateral friendship and cooperation and youth exchange for strengthening Japan-Myanmar friendship relations. At night, the President and his entourage attended a dinner hosted by Japan-Myanmar Association at Hopwan Restaurant. President U Thein Sein met with the journalists from the news agencies in Japan at the Hotel New Otani in Tokyo on the 23rd of April and answered the queries raised by the journalists. The news agencies are the Japan National Press Club, NHK Japan Broadcasting Corporation, Nippon Television, and EKKI Asia News Department, Jodo News, the Yomiuri Shimbun, and the Minichi newspaper. Also present at the call were Union Ministers U Thein and U Myanmar Ambassador U Khim and officials. On the occasion, progress of Myanmar political reforms, political affairs, joint endeavors for the interest of the state and the people, the state constitution, Japanese assistance, cooperation with international communities, peace building with the national resist armed groups, the future programs and matters on the way deep seaport were answered. President U Thein Sein of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar and his entourage arrived at the Narita Airport in the motorcade from Hotel New Otani in Tokyo to leave for home on the 24th of April. They were seen off at the airport by Japanese Senior Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs Mr. Kinichiro Sasai and officials, Japanese Ambassador to Myanmar Mr. Takeshi Saito, Chairman of Japan-Myanmar Friendship Association Mr. Hideo Watanabe and party, Myanmar Ambassador to Japan U Khim and wife, and the military attaché Brigadier General Tonton and staff families. The President and party made transit at Bangkok Airport. Via Bangkok, they came back to Yangon on the 24th and they made an overnight stop there. On the 25th, they arrived back to Naypyidaw.